hurt that you don't know how to get spoiled by a man.
And this book has genuinely changed how I'm approaching my love life.
And it's a status game, right? And it's becoming harder and harder for men to play.
More young women are hooking up with each other or dating and marrying slightly older men, and heterosexual women are getting more choosy.
Our perception of love is constantly changing. In the medieval century, France, there's one of the aristocrats' activity called the love court. All the UK queens, the cousin from the Dutch princess, and all those high-class women will get together to judge, is your love behavior correct or no? In our eye, you need to have love, then you guys get married nowadays. But at the moment in the mid-century France, people actually believe that if a high-class woman getting married, that is a signal that she can start looking for another partner, can have a multiple lover in the same time. And lots of people even will say, if you have a love for your husband in the marriage, it's a ruin the sacred responsibility, which is continue the family legacy and keep up wealth and status. And fast forward a little today, we will find that sounds so absurd. Even more, our priority is actually choice. A man is rich, is elegant, is wealthy. If you say, I don't care, that man is worthless to you. If you love a person, regardless what's your family opinion, your best friend's opinion, how many red flag people is telling you about, as long as you say, I like it, no one can speak another word. Seems like our perception of love become more and more modern and healthy, but in reality, there is a root problem with our perception of love. We start losing this moral common ground. Some behavior in your relationship could be healthy, but in my eye, that's toxic relationship. Some people have a multiple partner in the same time. In some people's eye, that is a freedom. In some others' eye, that just means terrible human being. And the fact that you even click into this video because you realize there is something wrong with modern love relationship. After a little bit research, I finally realized the issue is way bigger than we actually think. Straight out about, the answer is actually buried in the question. Say, what happened in the modern relationship? If we want to understand the answer of it, we really understand what does it mean modern. This word is actually never exist before 1800. So why suddenly people find use of modern in 1800? It's because before 1800, nothing new happened. Your parents' life is probably just like yours. Your parents' thoughts just like yours. But if you move our point of view today, you 100% have that one family member need help on computers, on the phone, or even more. Your perception are drastically different than your mom, even your grandpa's. It's easier to understand on technology side why today we have so many new things that the older generation is not understand. But the main issue is why suddenly our perceptions of how the world should be changing so suddenly after 1800s. And let's travel back to the 1800s to see what happened make every individual person's idea change generation by generation. The key answer is the start of the Age of Enlightenment. The contribution of this period of time is human actually putting our rationale as the first place, the crown. Before, the spiritual, the holy, the inspiration, emotions, and rational is all the equal. If you have any question, love or how to deal with certain relationship, you go to religion workers and ask them, what should I do? You get inspired from the holy book. But after the Age of Enlightenment, we finally think personal rational is the number one forces of human being. That is no longer the case. The whole ideology is actually putting human society on the fast track. On the first side, technology advance never be as fast as this period of time. Second, because our respect for the rationale, we develop mathematics and science and medical human life get prolonged longer and longer. And the direct result of the advance of science and mathematics is we start industrial revolutions. On the individual side, it also have a lot of advantage. Because the printer was invented, people actually have Bible of their own. Before printer, Bible is a very scarce resource. They have to be handwritten and only certain church will have one of them. But after the printer, everyone have their own Bible. Your rationale will guide you to understand Bible on your own or any kind of holy book. Your understanding of what the holy book is trying to convey suddenly are so different than what the priest tell you or what rabbi tell you. That will lead to another famous philosopher, Nietzsche, was first time say that God is dead. Not my personal opinion, his original word. And back to the love relationship, at the moment, I love you, become the number one priority instead of what class you are, how rich you are, how elegant you are. That sounds like a brilliant turnover for human society, but there is the fatal flaw that creates what we talk about. We lose the common moral ground. What rationale good at the most is actually the factual judgment. How can we build the train most efficiently? There is the ultimate answer. But what's the weak the most of rationale is called value judgment. And this idea is actually brought up by the famous philosopher Max Weber. Love is one of the classic value judgments. Your moral of love and my moral of love don't have to be the same. My moral is based on my choice, and my choice is very flexible because today I may think A choice is better, tomorrow I may think B choice is better. So your moral and my moral doesn't matter. And that even develop to every single corner of our society. That's just why you see polarizing opinion on political, on the rich and the poor, on different race. This polarizing idea is innate in rationale and the age of intelligence. You may say, that don't sound like that terrible thing. You do you, not for me. And I'm all set. I'm just looking for the people who have the same moral with me. That would be it. But the harm of this polarizing is more than you think. One of the downside of this free choice-based only issue is you will never know did you choose the right thing. You dating someone, you always can find someone better. You like, she is pretty, she is rich. You always can find someone more pretty and more rich. You will never know did I actually walk down a good path. And you may not even realize that you are haunted by this fear of missing out. Just look it around. People go on their TikTok, watch a 2-minute psychology videos, and they suddenly use what does it mean toxic to judge their healthy relationship. I may even break up from it. They full of doubt. Am I in the right relationship? Am I have the right morals? Every time you're about to date someone, you are seeing the red flag that you read from TikTok, that you get suggested by your family and friend. You are making a choice. Who am I? What kind of relationship I choose for myself? On the deep down, the answer is you don't even know. If you bite the bullet, it may turn out to be those red flags are correct. He is not for you. But on the other hand, you may walk into the love of your life. The funny part is, to cope with this miss or fear out, philosophers put so much effort in. That's why Freud is being pushed to the God tier philosophers, because he used a scientific way to present how flawed is the rationale of humans. But the reason why I say he's a God tier of philosopher instead psychologist is because he have a lot of controversy around him. Some people think he's the God, some people think he is the fraud. Of course, no time to cover this video. I will make a specific video tailored for him. And the purpose of this video is actually a lot of people online try to create their own idea. What does it mean, moral in love? So many polarizing ideas within the field. I just want to convince you, I understand you're confused about this concept, but it is probably not your fault, and it's actually innate in our age. Who should you listen? Again, is your personal choice, because this is the freedom that belongs to you. And that's all for today's video. Thank you so much for sticking to the end. My name is Paul. I see you next time.